This is a repair kit that's supposed to fix all kinds of surfaces. But how well does it actually work? Let's find out. It's marketed as a tile kit, but it's designed for much more than just ceramics. The back confirms it handles stoneware and plastics, but I'm curious to see if it can tackle other materials as well. But more on that later. Let's get it open. They call this a storage box, but it's taped shut, and yeah, if you don't cut it properly, it kinda just explodes open. Inside, you get quite a bit actually. First up, batteries. Lidl's own Tronic ones. Always nice that they include them. You also get a cleaning cloth, and it's actually not bad. And this sanding sponge, which is basically just a piece of foam. Not really sure what that's for yet, but we'll test it later. For the actual repair, you get a mixing palette and 2 applicators. One rounded and one with a more aggressive edge for shaping. And then the manual, which is rolled so tight it doesn't even want to open.
No!
Yeah, that didn't help. Now, the main tool. Pretty typical Parkside design. Rubber grip on the sides, big on-off button on the front, and this removable piece at the tip. Not entirely sure what that's for yet. On the back, you got the usual specs and product info. This one is the PFRS 1.5 C5 model, made by Compernas in Germany, which is pretty typical for Parkside tools. And it's a fairly recent unit as well, from 2024. And we also have the battery compartment back here. So let's open that up and drop the batteries in. So the button doesn't actually lock in place. You have to keep holding it down while using it, which felt a bit weird at first, but this thing heats up really fast. You definitely don't want to leave it on by accident. Good thinking, Parkside. And finally the wax blocks. You get 11 in total, a mix of different colors from white to darker shades. And these are what we'll be using to fill whatever we are trying to fix. So that's pretty much everything in the box. Let's put it to use. First real test, the laminate floor. There's a small hole here from when we installed it. Not exactly sure how it happened, but it's there. Let's see if I can fix that. This is my first time using one of these, so I don't really know what I'm doing. This first test might take a bit longer, just to figure things out. This is when I realized the easiest way to bring the wax to the surface is just to let it drip. The downside is it creates quite a bit of fumes, and I'm not exactly sure how safe those are to inhale. So just keep that in mind if you're using one of these kits. I'm not sure how much wax I need, but maybe this is okay. Let's see. Okay, that didn't work. I think I know what I did wrong. I should have cleaned the surface first. So let's clean it up, add some more wax and try again. Let's try that again. I'll carefully try to scrape off the excess. No, that's not the way to do it. Let's try the scraper this time, and I'll let this run so you can see how it goes.
Got a black king glitter, came this very morning. Yeah, black ink glitter came this very morning. Said my baby gone away, and my good luck so gone.
And that's the first test down. And honestly, you can barely see the repair. So that went pretty well. Scraping seems to be the way to go. Now on to the next one. And this time it's on wood. The carpenter who installed the bathroom threshold didn't really do the best job hiding the nails. So I'm going to try to cover one of the holes just to see if it makes any big difference.
Every word she wrote me, come my poor heart good.
I want to try blending the colors for this one, so I'm gonna melt two different colors on the mixing palette and mix them together. Somehow.
Sun don't shine no more, rain fall through my floor. Ain't no sound of laughing, just a ghost at my door.
I finally know what the sanding sponge is for. This.
Oh, so fancy, shiny.
I was a bit worried this would scratch the threshold, but it worked just fine. No scratches at all.
I said, Lord, have mercy, take this pain from me. Yeah, Lord, have mercy, take this pain from me.
And that's the end of that test. Looks good here too, but I could have done a better job matching the color. It stands out a bit. Or what do you think?
Let that river set me free.
And in the last test I want to try applying the wax on a vertical surface. In this case, this ugly door frame has a few craters that I want to fill in. Let's try that. The easiest way to do this was to scoop the wax onto the surface.
Oh no, not again!
The final result wasn't as good as the last two tests. The color was way too dark, but at least I don't have to see that crater anymore. So overall, we learned a few things from these tests. Scraping seems to work pretty well when you want a clean repair, and blending colors is possible, but it takes a bit of trial and error. I also think the wax gets a little darker as it dries. What I did find though is that it was really fun and pretty relaxing, not difficult to learn, and a good way to fill in small holes and damage. That said, it produces quite a bit of smoke when you really heat up the wax, so having some kind of extraction or vacuum nearby to deal with that might be a good idea. This was really do-it-yourself friendly and something I'd recommend trying if you want a small little project. I had a lot of support lately and I really appreciate it. It means a lot seeing the channel grow like this. I'm trying to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you enjoyed this, subscribing would really help me get there. Let's build the best do-it-yourself community on YouTube.